Good morning. Welcome to Mighty Ox Trading. Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving. Could be a wild day on the market. We have a lot of news coming up. About an hour. And then FOMC meeting later on, our meeting minutes later on. So it could be a wild day before Thanksgiving. We'll see. I expect volume to be lighter today, so that might temper some things. But this whole week's been kind of wild. So we'll see where things go. Uh, let's look at the overnight here. This is the NASDAQ NQ. I haven't really looked at the charts yet this morning. Oh, so we're seeing about 130 point range in the NASDAQ overnight. Definitely some good moves here. Seems like it came up, started trending downward a little bit before the Europe Open. S&P almost the same move. Bouncing a little now. Doesn't seem quite as dramatic. Let's see. About 77, 87, about 25 points on the NQ. I'm sorry, on the ES. Kappa, my favorite. Copper's been going up overnight, it looks like. So about 150 ticks range. Gold. Gold about a 14 point range, which is a lot less than the last couple of days, but we'll see because you can see last couple of days it's been heading downward. This has been it's heading downward now again. Just hit its low of the day. Interesting here that you can see here that it came up to this level here that I marked off as the high. Here, tried here, hit it here and here, and then finally flushed down. So this is a very important level. You see it kind of played around this level yesterday as it was coming down. So I'll watch that if it starts rebounding and all. Don't know why I have silver up. Bonds. James Bonds. Let's see here. Copper giving us a signal. Let's check out that signal. Quick pop up there on copper. Downtrending move though. It's interesting. We'll see what it does. Bonds. I already did that joke, didn't I? There we go. Came up. Came back down. About a little over a 1.5 range. Crude on the 5-minute. Wow. Tighter range today. Crude oil inventories, natural gas inventories, heating oil inventories also come out later this morning. A little over a point range so far. Natural gas. Looks very spotty. Not a lot of volume, it looks like. Knock down a signal without trying. Also a little over a point in range. Gold giving us a signal. Let's see. Buy signal here in gold. Big downtrending SMA lines. So I'm not sure about it. Just hit lows. Maybe there's a possibility that we found a bottom, but look here, this kind of, came down here. This was the low before this last leg. Came up to the SMA line and then bounced back. This move, though, was a healthy move. It went up from 86 all the way up to 94. So, I mean, 90.4. So that would have given us a good, healthy uptrend. This was this uptrend here. So that buy signal would have worked. But the previous one here wouldn't have. So keep an eye there. What did they do yet? Russell. Russell. Russell, let's see, about 22 points. And of course, I don't really chart them out, but agriculture has been just kind of mostly sideways overnight. A little bit of a breakout over the last hour or two. So that's where we stand. Now we just start waiting for some signals to see whether or not we have anything going. Copper had that move up here, fading back now. Gold also fading back. ES signal. No, got a buy signal here. See, we're kind of sideways. Let's try to break out of a range that can't really call it a range. It's only been in this thing for here about 15-20 minutes. So I mean, came down maybe a little bit longer. Bands tightened. Let's look at the Nasdaq overnight. Chart it out since there's not a lot going on yet. Do want to thank everyone for joining me this morning. Please feel free to say hi in the chat. See here, first of all, we see this is where I was charting out last night. Nasdaq was giving us good moves. Would have been a win. All these are 15 points. One loss, 4 wins. You can see I did skip some signals, and this is just because of my strategy. Honestly, this one would have worked too. Uh, I just didn't like it. We had uptrending bands. This one I didn't like because we had sideways bands, and usually if you see one and then this comes up, then you're gonna get the dump down. He tries one last time, so wouldn't have taken that. So 4, but you see here now they didn't give us any more signals on the way up except for this last one here. That might have worked. We'll check that in a minute. But this move from 275 up here to 354 would have been like $1,600. And Q giving us a signal. Let's jump back to here. Okay, so we have a buy signal here on NQ. Oh, well, it's pulling back. Let's bring up an NQ chart just in case we want to jump in here. Oh, big pullback there now. Good retreat, I should say. Okay, we'll wait for another signal. Go back to charting. So now this one, I would not have taken this short signal here because we still had uptrending bands, uptrending SMA line. So I would have taken buy signal, and I don't think it would have given us our 15 points. Now, it exhausted. Now let's see how far would it have gotten far enough. It would have gotten far enough to trigger my uh, trailing stop to be where it would have been about break even. So we'll end the trade about there. Now this I would have liked, this short signal here. There we go. Would not have taken this one, although it would have been tempting once it broke the SMA line. And once it broke the SMA line, it would have, popped out at less than 10. So it would have stopped me out if I would have taken that, but I didn't. I wouldn't have. I mean, if you're going to go against the long-term trend, you want to go for a shorter profit target. So that's something I'm thinking of trying when it sends me an opposite signal like that. Maybe shooting for like 5. That would have worked. Again, I would not have used this buy signal coming down through a downtrending band, but I would have went on this short signal, and would have caught me in this pullback for a loss. Remember, not every trade's going to be a winner. Got to be willing to accept losses. You just want to try and make them to be smaller than your winners, and only about 50% of the time. So this pullback would have worked. Might have been hesitant to get in because of the strong downtrend, but once it broke the SMA line, and you see the SMA line was kind of horizontal, that's a good signal to take. Then it came up, and then immediately started reversing again, back down to the downtrend. Did I knock in a signal there? ES again. Alright, Russell. Well, let's what the Russell has to say this morning. Well, this is a 5-minute chart, that's why. Russell came up here, and that failed. Russell's been kind of ranging downward. This one, I would not have taken. Would it have worked? 273 up to 289? It would have. It would have given us 15, but I wouldn't have taken it. ES giving us a signal again. That would have worked. You can see most of these would have been good signals. Just a matter of taking them, which is part of my problem. Good signal. This one here would have been tough. You see that you had the SMA line that was still kind of uptrending, but you already had this pullback of like by 10 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 10 candles. So I probably would have taken that, and it would have worked, obviously. You got to really be honest with yourself if you're doing this, because it's a lot easier to read a chart after it's already happened compared to as it's happening. Would not have taken this one because it was in the bands, so close to the upper Bollinger Band, third Bollinger Band. This I might have taken though, so, and we'll still be in that right now, so we'll mark that off. And that would stop us out. So we are seeing a big range here. You know, And it does seem like it wants to start moving downward again. That's where we're at now on the NASDAQ. Gave us more wins than losses overnight. Oh, we did get a short signal on the S&P. See, it continues to head downward. It's about 4 points away from its daily low. NASDAQ is only about 15 points from its daily low. You get a signal earlier on crude. Crude's trying to come down. Fake this out in that buy signal there. Only would have given us 9 points, ticks. Any trades we take, I'm going to try and make short term. I don't think I want to be in a trade at 8:30 Eastern because we have a whole bunch of news hitting. Economic calendar for today. You can see here. 8 a.m. No, 7 8. Wait. So we already had. Okay, so we already had the mortgage stuff. That apparently didn't do much. But this is a big one. Jobless claims, durable goods, PCE price index, gross domestic product for the quarter, initial jobless claims 4-week average, consumer spending, retail inventories, wholesale inventories, and PCE, which is, I'm sorry, okay, that's all happening in 40 minutes or so, about 8:30. 8:30 Eastern. So, and then at 10 a.m. Eastern, you have the core PCA price index, which is inflation report, basically. You also have new home sales, personal spending, a whole bunch of stuff. Then at 10:30, you have crude oil inventories, um, imports, gasoline production, heating oil stockpiles, gasoline inventories. And at 11:30, you have auctions on the bonds and natural gas storage at noon. I'm not sure why natural gas comes out later than the other energy stuff. And then at 2 o'clock, you have the FMLC meeting minutes. So a lot going on today, the day before Thanksgiving. UltraBond. Ultra Bond coming down. So it's trying to push back up here. Um, each buy signal coming down has failed, but this is the first one that's broken the SMA line. It's up by a tick. You can see that the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long signals have failed. Although, let me look at this one. Technically, this one might not have failed. 5 stop loss. I'm usually looking for 7. I think it would have went 6. Nope, it would have went 7. Okay, so that one didn't fail. But the rest of these would have. As it kept kind of grinding up there and then finally exhausted. This is gonna, yep, this is gonna make me regret not taking it. Once I broke that SMA line, I should have just grabbed it. It's gone 4 ticks so far toward what would have been a 7 tick profit target. We'll keep an eye on it, see if it makes a fool of me. Uh, okay. Yep. So this was a missed opportunity here. We're up 6 ticks on that. Up there's it would have hit our profit goal in all of 3 minutes. So we see Nasdaq. The Nasdaq never gave us another short signal here because it never gave us a long signal to give us a short signal. But here on the ES, it did give us a short signal. Let's see here. It would have given us the 2 points I'm normally looking for. Then bounced. As we approach the 8 o'clock hour, we can chart out copper overnight from overnight. Let's do this. Copper also gave us 4 out of 5 in the evening. Next opportunity would have been here. Gold. Ooh, big move up here on gold. It's only 10 ticks, so big is man, it just made a new low of the day just 3 minutes ago. So it might be trying to push up after hitting this low. Before we go back to copper, let's check our support and resistance. We see here yesterday in the afternoon, copper's giving me a whole bunch of signals, of course. I'm trying. So next resistance isn't far away, our support. I'll check those signals in 1 second. And so there's no real, I mean, this is the next big area. It came down. So let's see if it continues to come down. Copper. So let's fast forward, see what copper's telling me. Copper's sideways. Oh, I see. It's copper's trying to come down as well. Kind of bounced off the ATR line there. That was interesting. A short signal I wouldn't have not have taken, even though it didn't really do anything. I would have taken this long. I think this would have been bad. Yeah, maybe we'll see. So then, oh no, this would not have stopped me on it. Would have eventually went to profit. It's interesting. A short signal. I can't say I wouldn't have taken that, so I got to mark it off as a loss. Spreadsheet that I keep should always be worst case scenario. Now, one thing that, some people do, and I need to look at the stats on it. You can see this SMA line, EMA line here, 200 period EMA. And some people only take long signals going up and that weed out all the shorts if it's above the EMA line. I mean, it's not a bad strategy because here and then when it's above, that only takes shorts. But it would have weeded that one. I mean, I wouldn't have taken that trade there that worked, and I would have taken this trade here. Well, no, this is a long, so I would not have taken that trade. And then when it's running through, I haven't figured out what the heck you're supposed to do. Natural gas, lighter volume today. I'm not really interested in trading natural gas. Normally, right now, you're seeing volume pick up, but you're still seeing these empty, almost empty candles, even on the 5-minute chart. So the volume here is very, very low. So I'm pretty much eliminating natural gas for the day, or unless it picks up after 9. So anyway, following that strategy with the EMA would have eliminated this loss. It looks like it would have eliminated wins, and it would have told me to take this, but I would not have taken this. We had downtrending SMA line, downtrending bands, and I would have expected this pullback. Now, I mean, if I had gotten in here 10 to, no, it would have only given us 6 ticks. So now it would have told me not to take this, and I would have taken this. And I think it would work. I can tell it will work. Yes, sound effects are free here. Gold. Let's check what gold's doing. Okay, gold. We're still on a 5-minute chart. Gold giving us another buy signal here, and I like it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Well, not really. Let's see here. We got 32 seconds to go on this chart. I mean, I'm sorry, on this candle. Big pullback. Oh, I guess I don't like it anymore. It's indecisive here. There's that signal again. Oh, ouch. So glad we didn't follow that signal. Gave it a little bit of a minute because it was showing some uncertainty, and then immediately flushed down by 13 ticks. Seems like it's trying to bounce now. Uh, it's interesting because it seems like it wants to come all the way back and head back upwards. Maybe not. Okay, so for now, I guess we'll head back to charting out copper. Whoa, look what copper just did. Wow, so we missed that. We're already on a buy signal from back here, so it didn't send me another signal. It's interesting because I wouldn't have got into this buy signal here because I expected this pullback. This would have been the place to get in. But wow, but what's causing that little thing on copper? So missed that. Which is okay. There's always more opportunities. This one would have stopped me out. A little bit of Pennsylvania Dutch accent there for you. Ought. See, so this is an interesting move. Okay, the downtrending bands would not have gotten in here. Best place to get in would have been on this candle, and obviously this would have went big time. I'm not sure what prompted that move on copper. As you can see, it would have went uh, 6, 12, 32 ticks. Pulling back now. Welcome and good morning to anyone joining me this morning. Happy beginning of the holiday season. Well, really, the holiday season seems to start like November 1st anymore. But, yeah, happy holiday season. Please feel free to say hello in the chat. Ask any questions you might have. Talk about what you're planning on doing tomorrow. Talk about any trading you might be doing. Just say hello. Let me know I'm not all alone. So here, this is interesting here on gold. You know, we can see here this long signal. Obviously, at first it would have scared the bejesus out of us like it did me, and I didn't get in the trade. But right at 8 o'clock, I upped my stop loss to 25 ticks and my profit target to 35. That looks huge. That's basically this range from the last 2 hours. So it might be a little bit big today because of volume being down. But so far you see this initial pullback is actually trying to still go. It's gone a few ticks. We'll see what that does. Right now, I mean, we've been up 1 tick, so right now it's not a missed opportunity. Unlike this bond trade that was. What are the indices doing here? Kind of sideways since that last little move. Still hanging in toward their lows of the day. A bunch of signals. Sorry, I was on the E2 earn a trade Discord. Okay, so we have big move up here on the Nasdaq. Got my phone ringing in the back. Copper coming down. It's kind of settling there, moved up and then right back down. Signal here on copper again. Copper pulling back after that big move upwards. Almost hit its high of the day. We see the Nasdaq maybe trying to curl up here. I did not take this, and maybe I should have. Let's see if it breaks his SMA on the 5. UltraBond. It's pulling back here, but in the uptrending bands. So we'll hesitate on that. Gold. So this move did come up. Let's see, 86.2 up to 87.3. So it came up 11 ticks and then flushed back down. Nasdaq's kind of fluctuating here. Well, gold's giving us a signal. Gold's trying to give us a short signal. Ooh, I moved the whole thing. How did I do that? Let's check what it looks like on the 5-minute. I've been trying to stop myself from doing this. Yeah, you kind of looks like it wants to continue going down, doesn't it? It looks like it just bounced off that SMA line. Oh, big move down actually. So now the problem is we're also near that low of the day that it just established within a few ticks. These are the times that try men's souls. HG also giving me a signal. I'm going to do a quick short here on gold. It might be exhausting here. Yep, bouncing. Let me check what that copper signal was. He came down and kind of sideways, teetering there. Gold did bounce. So for now, taking so far gold. So gold's giving us some iffy signals here. Sideways here on ES and NQ. Russell kind of sideways-ish. Ish. Crude oil is coming down. So see, it has a, this is a pullback that wouldn't have worked if we had gone into that buy. And I would have, so that would have been the loss. But continuing downward here on crude, been going on for about a little over an hour. You can see that the 1-minute chart definitely keeps you hopping sometimes. You know, for the last hour, it would have sent me 5 signals. The short signals would have worked, I believe. I wouldn't have taken this one, even if it would have worked, because upward trending bands, the SMA was still uptrending. I wouldn't have taken this buy either, because I would not have expected to come down here and pop all the way back up. I would have looked for it to see if it come all the way back up and it broke. This one would have been good. Honestly, that other one probably would have been good anyway, but now the interesting thing here is that if I had gotten in here, it would have eliminated this buy signal. I would have just rode through this, either letting it take me all the way up and stop me out, or just see if it came back down, which it did. That's where I have a conundrum of, do I get out when it sends me an opposite signal? And oftentimes I won't. I'll just let it do its thing and just decide which way it wants to go. Natural gas is kind of making a move. So this NASDAQ signal here, it's going to end up making me regret not taking it. Oops. It's continuing to kind of grind upwards. Still, I mean, it's still below that SMA though on the 5. Crude dog. Oh, 15 tick move upward here on crude. Kind of out of nowhere. It's having trouble holding it though. Settling below the SMA line on the 5-minute, and it's kind of straddling the EMA line there too. So pull back here on the next 1-minute chart. I'm sorry, next 1-minute candle. Oh, there it goes. Maybe. Let's find ourselves a crude chart. I'm not real. Me and crude don't get along a lot of times, but let's try it. What the heck? We're filled. Looking for 16 ticks with a 10 tick stop loss. Normally I'm doing 2016 on crude, but I didn't have it set up right. My fault. Oh, I guess you want to see the chart and see the actual order. Wouldn't that help? There you go, by the magic of the internet. Oh, immediately down 4 ticks. So we'll see. Gold sending us a signal. Oops. Made the chart go away. Always on top. Gold. See, gold's doing this up and down thing now. We're down 2 ticks on this crude trade. Let me zoom in better on that for you. If I had gotten in right when it told me to, I would be up 3 ticks. No, I'll be right at break even. Instead of down 3 ticks. It's still hugging that SMA line on the 5-minute chart. And that kind of gives me pause. I probably gonna regret this trade, but we'll see. Maybe it breaks through. Maybe it gives me a nice Thanksgiving. Gives me a reason to give thanks. Oh, now we're down 7 ticks. It's pulling 8 ticks. ES giving us a signal. Let's see what the indices are doing here. Ooh, pulling back. Oh, I like green. I see green. Oh, we're back to break even. I thought for sure that was going to stop us out. It still might. I mean, it's struggling. Let's bring up a Dom. See if the Dom can tell us anything. I always chuckle when I say Dom. That's my immaturity showing. 4. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's stacked orders on both sides. Got a little bit of a wall at 78.44, which is right where we're at now. Oh, he did. Swear the Dom on the Ninja Trader does not work right. Kind of this frozen here. What's this showing? Same thing. Dom's not moving at all. There we go. Now it moved. Yep, coming down again. I should have taken that as a sign earlier that when it went back up to break even. Gold again. Oops. Gold NNQ. Oh, 2.5 point move down here on gold. Just out of the blue and at its daily low. NQ still sideways. So we're watching gold here to see what it's doing all of a sudden. Well, crude here on the side. Excuse me. Yep. Crude's popping back up. Gold looks like it wants to push further downwards now. Though it is struggling right here at this same spot it struggled at, about a half an hour ago. Trying to, whatever this 84.2 level here is. Crude, still 5 ticks down here. Just had some buyers come in. There we go. Russell. There we go. There we go. We're back in the profit, or trying to flirt with it. ES. I think you seem sideways. ES is sideways. Crude's trying to go for us. NQ looks like it's pushing down some here. Crude heading upwards though. That's what we like to see. Hopefully it continues. Let's check the chart. It's finally just right at that SMA line. Yeah, SMA line. It's a bit above that EMA line now. on the 5 minute. It's above the EMA on the 1 minute, but just dump back down to break even. So not showing a lot of follow through here. Yes. Eh. We're 6 minutes from that uh, whole crap load of news coming out. I won't be entering in any more trades. I'm gonna try and get a bit of a tick or two of profit here on crude and see if I can get out of this trade maybe. But not sure how much crude's gonna be affected by that news that's coming out. It's gonna be more the indices and maybe gold and the bonds. But I'd rather try and get a couple ticks out of this maybe if it comes back up for me. You know, it's down a tick. There we go. Voila. Down one tick. Just can't get above this spot here again. Something part of me says take the break even, and another part say, well, let's try and get something out of this to at least cover the commission. Now it's pulling back. Oh wow. Well, we just got stopped out. Wow, I should have took the break even. Just flush down there. Of course it did. Oh. Well, that that there we go. That was a brightening of the day. I had it on the wrong account. Look at this. This was on my Earn a Trade Sim account, not on my Gauntlet account. So that just saved me $100 off the Gauntlet account balance. So that works. Now I would really frustrate if that would have actually given me profit and I found that. But hey, I'll take that. It's something to give thanks for. As now we wait for the news. We're about 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes away from seeing what happens when all those news reports hit. See the natural gas hit a new daily high. So let's move over to the indices here. We'll watch this as this news hits in about a minute, I believe. Yep, in about a minute. We'll see what happens, see if this news is a driver. UltraBond giving us a signal we'll ignore for now. See, we have NASDAQ kind of pushing up and Q pushing up. Here we go. Let's see. Maybe this news is going to be nothing. Huh. No reaction. I guess I'm kind of shocked. Wait, maybe there? Oh, yeah. Just took a minute. It's digesting it all. A lot of news came out. Even the algorithms can't figure it out. See, a lot of times, you know, we have algorithms that read these news reports as soon as they come out and react based on words in the algorithm. But when you have a multiple different reports coming out, it doesn't. I don't think the algorithms know how to react. We see the S&P coming down, but only by a point so far. We almost have a doji here on the NQ. Gold, ooh, gold likes the news, up 3 points. It did make a new low right before that. UltraBond, yeah, bit of a not much of a reaction so far. Crude, no reaction. That's what I expected. Copper, wow, copper's just continuing to go. It's making new daily highs. NQ, back to that. Yeah, this is indecision here. Oh, both NQ and ES. I'm kind of surprised at that this muted reaction. I don't know if it's because we're having lower volume today because of the holiday, or if it just doesn't know how to react to that huge amount of news. I did really expect something more from this, and it might still happen. Might see a bigger reaction in an hour when the New York bell rings. Bells are ringing. Silver bells. Oh, no, there we go. Maybe this is three. Yeah. So there's a delayed reaction here. Right? We can see here on the NQ. And we actually, so this buy signal would have worked. We got it. Well, what? No, I'll be looking for 30 points. No, it wouldn't have. So ignore me there. But you know, this buy signal came in here, reversed by 5 points, and now this candle's up 15. Excuse me. See how far this ends up going. Looks like they likes the news. So interesting that it took them. Usually you see reactions within a minute. I mean, within the first candle, and we really didn't see that. You see the volume was even down, but now we're seeing the reaction come in. It looks like it likes the news, although I mean, it's still not heading up as fast as I thought it would. It's kind of muted now. I mean, it had that one big candle, and then it's kind of. Oh, good morning, John. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Oh, okay. I thought I missed you there, but okay. The news, really hasn't been as big of a factor as I thought it was going to be. I mean, we saw this, 16-point candle here. I guess it went about 20, but not not what I expected. It's already pulling back. I expected a bigger reaction. I wonder if the reports that came out kind of had like maybe competing, like some were positive and some were negative, and the market doesn't know which way it wants to go because of it. I haven't actually looked to see what the report said. How are you doing today, John? How did your son do in hockey? Good job. I should have, but I just didn't know. I Playing news is still iffy for me. And like I say, I expected a bigger reaction one way or the other. It seems like it's coming down now. So I be interested to see how this plays out through the open. UltraBond. Bond sent us a buy signal a minute before the news. Gave us how many ticks? It only gave us 5. Pulling back now. Oh, good to hear it. And Q giving now giving us a short signal. Let's play with it. Let me find the NQ chart. NQ, there it is. Let's play with 1 micro if it holds here. In, got in late there, trying to get my chart up. There's the chart. In on 1 micro. I probably should have actually, went for the full gusto, but that's the reaction I was expecting. Wow. Holy crap, I wish I had gotten it on a regular size. Where did that thing go? My trailing stop is trailing. That made sense, Brian. My trailing stop is trailing. Wow. Okay. It bounced there, stopped us out. That just went down. That was the reaction I was expecting 5 minutes ago. Wow. Down 30 points that quick. I wish I went in with more than 1 mini. Oh my god. So we're up. We got $59.50 out of that. If I had gone in with a regular mini instead of a micro, that would be $590. I'm happy that it's green, but I need to start using just regular, or at least had going. My plan was to limit my risk some, to go in with 5 micros, which would have been half of a mini, and that's what I should be doing. That would have been just about $300 if I had. But hey, I took the trade at least, and I'm up just about $60. Wow. big move down. It's still moving down, so this might be our reaction here. It's fun when you're in a trade and it's going the right way for you and just going down that fast. And with Ninja Trader, you're hearing the as your trailing stops moving, it keeps making the cash register sound. So that's always fun. ES has revisited its low of the day from earlier this morning and trying to bounce there. NQ has made a new low of the day. We should look at resistance here on NQ, our support. We see, I mean, this area actually right here, it came down through this area twice yesterday, kind of consolidated right in this area for a little bit, 20 minutes, half an hour. It tried to get above the area right before it, got above it, didn't stay above it, came back down. You see it came back up here and rejected here before coming down and finally moving through. So this is kind of an important area for whatever reason here at basically right around 16,212. It's trying to push through, but it did bounce back up. Made a new low of the day here at 207, but then bounced. So other than that, we haven't been this low, before this price action yesterday since November 16th, where it spent a lot of time in this area before finally pushing up, and it stayed up here for several days. Gold. Let's see what gold did now. See, gold is still giving us all kinds of mixed signals. Now, if we had taken this buy signal here, this would have eventually stopped us out here. 250, two and a half. But I mean, if you can see here, I mean, now we're getting this buy signal here, and it's almost above all this price action back here. Matter of fact, it just got above. So it might be trying to rebound, but you see it's getting caught in the same area. You can see it's come up to this area at 87.3 once, twice, 3 times. This is the 4th time. And if you want to go all the way back here, as it was coming down, it tried here as well. So this area is really important. And you would not want to get, even with this buy signal, you would not want to get into a long here until you see it break this area and sustain it. If it breaks that area and sustains it, then it could run. Yes, you're in it. 46.72, 3 short, 3. Oh, that looks like a good trade so far there, John. Heading down. I mean, it's kind of consolidating here a bit, but it looks like it wants to go down further. Oop. A little pop up there. Oh. Hopefully it comes back your way there, John. Let's check what everything else is doing. Copper's continuing to grind higher. You see, it tried 2 more times here to get above this level and failed. This level is a major resistance. It's interesting. So I'll see what that looks like on the DOM. See if there's like a whole bunch of orders resting there or what? Oh, that's awesome, John. Excellent. Where's this level? 87.3. Not a lot of orders resting there. Yeah, interesting. Platinum's heading up. Bonds. Let's look at the bonds. James bonds. So this would have failed. Big shorts on the bond tier. Let's see. That would have got our 7 ticks. Now it's trying to come back up again. So it's doing it's kind of doing a bipolar thing right now, but everything's kind of horizontal, and that usually means it's going to want to consolidate a bit. You can see here it's kind of coming down. So gold did reject big off that area, and it's coming back down. Looks like we're heading back downwards on the indices, or it's trying to. Bond, bond, bond. Oop, and now we're heading back down on the bonds. Let's give this a quick look on the 5-minute. That's an interesting 5-minute chart. Seems like it wants to head back down. Yeah, what the heck? Let's bring up a bond. Bond, bond, bond. Chart. UB or not UB? That is the question. Where's my UB chart? There it is. Seen. Uh, Popping back up here a minute. Maybe not. Ah. Just wasted a tick. Let's see if it pops back up to fill us there. We're filled. See if it continues to go down for me. There we go. We'll have down 1 tick. I mean, we're up 1 tick. We're in profit by 1 tick. Break even on ES. You're out. John, are you flat? It can be hard to read when news comes out. Sometimes they'll start just kind of hesitating at once the news is digested, I should say. Not when it comes out, but once it's digested. Big wall of orders at 192.17 here on the bonds. On the bid. So I might try and get like the 2 ticks out of this, or 4 ticks out of this and pull it there. we're back to break even on the UltraBond. And now we're down a tick. Oop. Watching this trade here. We're about 40 minutes from the bell at New York, in New York. There we go. 3 ticks in the profit. Bit of a breath there. I understand that totally, John. I know exactly what you mean. There we go. 5 ticks. 6 ticks. 7 ticks. My stop's trailing. So I'm guaranteed at least 4 ticks on this trade now. Unless there's slippage. But either way, 4 and 3, something like that. Okay, it came back, stopped me out. Got a 4 tick winner on that. Let's take a look at it. It's probably going to keep going. It is. I mean, I don't know what to do about that trailing stop there. I don't want to ever give back like a whole bunch, but yet I don't want to. So yeah, we see a 4 tick winner on the UltraBond there. Trade lasted 4 minutes and 12 seconds. And it was $125 in profit in 4 minutes. That MNQ trade earlier was just shy of 30 points. That trade that trade lasted all of 41 seconds for $59.50. So that's our 2 trades for this morning so far. 2 for 2. Thank you, John. And oops, yeah, let's overall profit this morning so far 184.50. I got really lucky. I don't think you were on yet, John. I entered in a trade on crude, and it ended up stopping it out for a $100 loss. And then when I looked at it, I went to look at my totals here, found out I was on my SIN account, not my Gauntlet account. So that loss did not count against my Gauntlet account. I got lucky there. Yeah, so we see that this is continuing to go down. So we would have got more than 7 ticks. Eventually, my goal is to go in with more than one contract and let one go to a profit target, and then let the other one kind of run, and maybe pull back to where keep the trailing stop about further away. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. This would have given us our full 7 if I had let it, or more. But either way, I'm happy with the 125 bucks. And we'll see if we can get something else. 2 for 2 so far. 2 for 2. Yes, I did. Thing is, I hadn't traded crude in a while. Crude's not one of my top assets, so I didn't look at the chart. And hey, it worked out. Now if it had gone into my profit target and I'd seen that a good profit went on Sim, I would have been frustrated. But today it worked out. And see on Ninja, what's interesting is, and I'm not even sure if I don't think this is changeable. You know, the Sim account and the Gauntlet account screens look the same. Oh wait, hold on, I didn't bring it up. They look the same. If I switch between them, there's no change. But Ninja Trader also gives you a Sim account. So, and if you move over to their Sim account, the side panel turns this gray color, so you're on the Sim. There's no doubt about it. So, I mean, I wish that there was a way to change the color here, and I don't think there is. Properties, maybe. Don't even know what any of that mean. Colors. Well, let's see. Action button, buy button, sell button. That's it. That's the only thing that allows you to change lines. Nope, it doesn't not allow you to change the properties of the chart trader color. I'm curious, what does that do? Oh, that might be a help. Let's see if that changes everything on everything though. I bet you it does. Right. Yeah, it does. So no, okay, that won't help either. Nasdaq and the ES continue to grind downward, kind of slowly, making new daily lows. Let's take a look at the daily chart on the NQ here. We're pretty much back to 15th of November here on the lows. Now it went pretty much, it went a lot lower that day. Well, we went a lot lower on the 16th here. Went down to 142. We're at 193 now. So 142 is a definite next area to look at. And then after that, we're going back down toward 16,000 even. I don't think we'll see that today. But, I mean, this week so far we've lost 193.70. 193 and 70 is 263, 363, almost 400 points on the NASDAQ. So, be interesting to see if we continue. Let's look back to last year quickly. Go back in time. Jump into DeLorean. You can see that this did not happen last year at Thanksgiving. We were in a nice green upwards move last Thanksgiving. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's go back one more year. Since 2020 wasn't your normal everyday year. Normal everyday year. Did I really say that? But anyway, it wasn't normal. Looks like Thanksgiving week wasn't real off that. There we did have a pullback, pretty big size pullback right at the start of December in 2019 for just a few days. So, don't know. Guess every year's different. So let's go to present time. So trying to bounce here a little bit. ES did make a new low. Copper kind of pulled back here. I missed that pullback when I was playing with the bonds. It would have been a good one. That would have been a good signal. Would have given us our 20 ticks that I look for. That's the other thing, is I got to get better at managing multiple signals at one time. Let's try to come back. Gold is still wishy-washy. It's just hanging. You see how the SMA line's kind of not going either direction. It's mainly staying horizontal. Bands are staying kind of horizontal, but they're kind of coming together. Crude. Crude. Oh, hey John, I forgot to look for that information on Ninja Trader for you. I apologize for that. I will do so over the next couple days, and if you're with me on Friday, I'll get you that information. Natural gas continuing to grind up, although you still see it. There's not much volume here of natural gas at all. Oil. UltraBond continued to go down. So this was our entry point here at 192.21, and it's down to 192.11. So it's going down a total of 10 ticks, albeit slowly. So, I mean, obviously it would have kept going down. I'm never upset about profit, but it's would always be nice to catch some of these bigger moves. We're about 28 minutes from the open in the US. Be interesting to see how everything reacts at the open. Kappa, kappa, trying to bounce here. Right underneath that ATR line that sends me the signals. There it is. Just don't know how I feel about this. This is right under a slightly downtrending SMA line. I don't know if this is just pulling back. We see here it's above the SMA on the 5. We are 8, 28 ticks away from its daily high, which it should made just 15 minutes ago or so. I think this is gonna bounce. I want to wait to see if it breaks that SMA. Meanwhile, ES is saying hello. Look, the ES and the NQ have both gotten above the SMA line. More because the SMA line came to it more than it coming to the SMA line. But the oomph definitely is out of it. You can see here in the volume profile. This is that big move down. The volume was a little over 2,000, and it's fallen since. We're down to only, last candle is 542. Let's compare that to yesterday at this time. What time is it? 8:04. So see how much volume is muted today. See if there's much difference. Well, no, actually, I mean, no, not much difference than a normal day. Actually, that little bit of a ouch, excuse me, little bit of a bump with much more volume than normal. So we are doing about normal volume here, or well, I shouldn't say normal. Oh, we need to compare it to prior week, a week that isn't a holiday week. Let's look at here. This was last week. Yeah, no, volume's about the same right now. Interesting. I really thought volume was heavier this time of day, but I guess it really isn't. Hmm. So it got to the SMA and then dumped back down. Where this is a 17-point candle downward. So we're still heading down. Actually made another new low of the day, I believe here. 182. Yeah, new low of the day again. Just trying to bounce. Copper with a short signal. So I was right about that buy signal. I did not like it, and it agrees with me. Give me a copper chart, and we'll try and give back our profits for the day. We're going to go in on this. 20 seconds left to go on this candle. We're in. One tick of slippage on that in. Oh, immediately 3 ticks into profit. Wow, look at this. Flushed down hard there right as I got in. Try to see if it continues. See you soon, John. So it came down and then it's struggling here. There we go. A little bit more of my trail. There we go. My trailing moves up to break even. There we go. Trailing is 2 ticks behind. Oh, wow. There we go. That's what I like to see. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Go, baby, go. Okay, trailing stop took us out. Let's take a look at the stats on that one, my friends. Uh, Executions. We got 23 ticks out of that, which is 23, oops, not 213, that'd be nice, but 23 times 1250. $287.50 in profit on that trade. It lasted less than 2 minutes, 1 minute 55 seconds. And for $287.50 in profit on the day now, we're 3 for 3, up $472. So you see it did pull back here by 7 ticks on this candle. That's where it took out my trailing stop. Looks like it wants to continue down further, but I won't be upset. It was a beautiful, beautiful trade. Let's see. We'll go back to our indices. Indices are still trying to push down. Did make another new daily low here on the Nasdaq and the S&P. We're now 20 minutes away from the bell in New York. Let's see, the Russell's doing. I haven't heard much from the Russell. You know what? I think I know why. I think I need to put this in. I think some of my alerts expired. Yes, they did. It's why I'm not. Well, maybe not. But I need to make sure I refresh these alerts tonight. In TradingView, when you have if you don't have the most expensive account, your alerts are only active for 30 days, and you got to redo them every 30 days. So I need to remember to do the one on gold, the Russell, the ES, the HG, and the NQ later on. They'll expire tonight. Russell also made a new daily low here. So the Russell's kind of actually moving with the other indices today. It's not being that rebel that it normally is. Copper did bounce there, so we got out what we got out of that trade, and now it's coming back or trying to. Gold finally picked a direction, big time downward move here. Totally got through that resistance area here I pointed out earlier. We can get rid of that. So now gold's daily range is up to almost 20 points. So gold would have been tricky to play this morning, and I'm glad because you see here, this would have stopped me out, and all these signals would have stopped out, I believe. This one would have been. We can overlay them. They kind of. It's ugly when you overlay them, but here, this would have stopped out. This one, I guess, this one would have worked for 3, I think. Well, maybe let's make sure. Yeah, that would have worked. So that one would have worked. This one wouldn't have. It would have only given us 1.5 before falling back. This one would have stopped out. And then this one finally would have worked. No, this one would have stopped out. And again, I would not have gotten into this because the uptrending bands. Now it eventually worked, but it would have went back this much. The way to play this would have been to wait for this pullback, and then as it's coming back down, getting at this area here. UltraBond still heading down from our win earlier. Sure. Um, 15 minutes till the New York bell. The indices are definitely staying there toward the bottom of their daily range. Be interested to see if they pop up at the open or if they continue to sell off. Gold bounced here. You can see it broke the third band massively here. The value of that band was 78.9 and it went down to 77.4, which this would have been a good indication this was going to bounce at least a little bit. and it's really bounced big time. Big strength here coming back up. But it's coming down through, coming up through a downtrending SMA line. So this would give me pause. I mean, it's showing a lot of strength coming up here, but we're definitely showing this is a downtrend. And you can see here, it's broken this SMA line 2, 3 times here coming down, and it's failed each time. So this is definitely a warning sign here not to, get involved yet. We'll wait for another signal there. And you can see the signal actually went away. Copper, see again, copper pulled back and is again moving back down. Now it never sent us a buy signal, so it's not giving us a short signal to get back in. We could have waited to like the first red candle and tried it if we wanted to. I'm not real, not real excited about it. And here, you see gold's actually bouncing off that SMA line and heading back downward. So you really don't want to play against the trend if you're seeing a long trend. You want confirmation that it's reversed that trend before you jump in the opposite way. As they say, the trend is your friend. And we all need more friends. Just kind of sideways action right now on our indices. I think it's waiting, kind of taking a breath until the open. Bond trying to come back. It's got above the SMA line, bounced off the ATR line. Still showing green. It's not easy being green. Crude. We got this short signal here. This would have worked, but it's been choppy. This buy signal I would not have taken because it sideways bands and almost hit the third band. So the next signal would have been here. Pierced the third band, I wouldn't have taken it. This signal was coming up, huge signal, coming in the downward bands. And this signal, this is the best signal of the bunch in the past 2 hours. And it's still not a great signal. It looked like, normally I'm looking for 30 ticks with a 20 tick stop loss. And you can see right now it would be down 1 tick. It would have went about 15 ticks in our direction before pulling back. Be interesting to see how crude and stuff react when inventory stuff comes out later. So we got a signal back on gold again. Gold's trying again. You can see it coming up. $10 to the open. Probably will not take any signals here. Gold, I think this is pretty strong though. You can see it topped out here just a few minutes ago. We'll see it get above 78.3 before we worry about this. So if you were playing this bounce here on copper, see how it's strong trending downward. Never got up here to give us another, buy signal or opposite signal to give us a one to get back in. So you could have played this bounce off the SMA line. I'm sorry, the EMA line. It never got up to the SMA to bounce. If you, kind of bounced to your saw coming down, you could have, got in there. If you could, oops, keep doing that, keep moving the entire thing, and that would have give 18 ticks. I didn't want to look for 20, but that would have been enough to move my stop to where I at least got something out of it. See if that continues to head down. Gold's continuing to try and give us and this is an interesting buy signal here. Okay, I was going to say, it was actually a red candle and a long signal, which happens every now and then, but I would never take a signal if the candle is the opposite color. It's trying. Oop, and failing. Quiet before the storm, maybe. Not seeing a lot of action right now. Definitely just ranging here right now on the indices. Gold continues to struggle, but it's kind of sideways. Bonds sideways. Crude side. Not sure what crude's doing. Crude looks like it's trying to downtrend. Copper. We'll check in 1 minute. Copper. Again, coming back up to this SMA line. It's just slightly above it, but bouncing off of it again. Be interesting to see whether or not it continues to bounce or continues to head down. What was that last signal? Gold. So gold's continuing to try. Look at it. I mean, if you look here, it's kind of funny. This line here, if you can follow this pink line here, I know it's kind of intertwined with other lines. That's what will send me the opposite signal. And you can see it's pierced this on the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. It's just, and there it goes again. And now this is the strongest it's looked, but again, I mean, it's just can't get a run going. Copper. Copper's trying to do the same. we headed to the open. We're up $472. Very good day so far. 3 out of 3 on trades on the Gauntlet account. Did accidentally take a losing trade on the Sim account, but hey, that works for me. If I'm going to lose, I'll be happy to lose on the Sim. ES. Oh, we see a little bit of life here right before the bell. This is interesting. We were talking yesterday about signals right before the bell and how they often foretell what's going to happen. So the NQ and the ES is suddenly showing some life here. 12 point candle followed by a 6-point candle. So going into this is interesting. We are, 4 minutes from the bell, and we've seen movement up here by over 20 points. I've been promising myself I'll take more trades, and part of me really wants to take this one, but today is not a normal day, so I'm gonna stay out and watch what this does and learn from it. We are 3 minutes away. Do want to thank everyone for joining me this morning. Please feel free to say hello in the chat. I like to chat with people as I'm trading. Oh, big pullback here in this candle. 7 minutes, 7 points. If you haven't already, please hit the like button on the video and on the stream, and also subscribe. I appreciate it. I'm gonna mute here. We're only 2 minutes from the bell. I'm gonna mute and eat a little breakfast. I'll be right back as we open. Good morning, Rich. Haven't seen you in a few days. How you doing? $5 from the bell, huh? Okay, there's the bell. Let's see what we do here. Safari decision again, just like after the after the earlier news hit. Sounds like a plan. I'm up $472 so far this morning, Rich. So it's been a good day so far. Okay, now we're seeing it sell off a little bit here, down 16 points on this Nasdaq candle, down a point and a half on the ES. Yep, profitable trade so far this morning on MNQ, on the UltraBond, and on copper. 3 for 3. Did take a losing trade on crude oil. I thought I was on my Gauntlet account, but I was actually on my SIM account. So I got lucky there. Copper sending me a signal, sending me a buy signal here. That's a healthy looking buy signal. Above the SMA line, kind of heading into the bands. Below the SMA though on the 5. We'll continue to kind of watch what the indices here are doing. Nasdaq made a new daily low here at 166.5 and pushing down further now. So about 30 points since the open down. Free fall for now. Taking this short signal would have gotten me the 30 points I normally look for. That's a bit of a bummer, but again, I don't like to just jump in on the open because you never know. Sometimes they can just whipsaw real quick. Down to 150 now. I think I said the next big resistance point was, well, right here from yesterday. Let's mark that off. Our support area, I guess I should say. Looks like it's about, right at the 121 area. So we'll see if it continues to head down. Looks like we're about 25 points away from there. Down on the NASDAQ about 50 points since the open. We see a bounce here though on the ES. Looks like NASDAQ's trying to bounce. Might have found the bottom. Oh. Apologize for the background noise. So interesting to see how far this bounces now. This candle's up already up 17.5 points. We've seen a recovery here of about 5 points on the ES. ES giving me a buy signal. I'm hesitant. Hesitant until I see it above the SMA line here on the 5 on the ES. NASDAQ fell further than the ES did. Now, the ES did take a new daily low, but it started rebounding faster than NASDAQ. Sitting on my hands here for a bit. Wait till we see if anything else pops here. See what copper gave us that buy signal, pulled back. It's trying again. Gold is still indecisive. Made some moves here, but nothing substantial. The Russell's making the same moves. The Dow's making a great move. Dow looks very healthy right now. Dow and the S&P are the two healthy ones. NASDAQ kind of stagnant. UltraBond. UltraBond gave us this buy signal, but it was up into the bands. I don't know what this is going to do. It's still kind of sideways. NQ giving us the buy signal now. See strong move there on the ES. Up 5 points, 6 points now. On this 5-minute candle. NASDAQ's looking like it wants to go. You're not going to get a chart up in time. We'll buy the market here and see if we can. I don't know. It's kind of fluctuating here. Pull back. Oh, so my hesitation there is good. Pull back. Rich, you in on anything yet? UltraBond sideways-ish. Ouch. Sorry about that, Rich. Did it just pull back? Oh, yeah, I see that pullback there. It was looking really healthy, but did break that third Bollinger Band there on the 1-minute chart. Russell did go down to a new daily low as well. Looks like we have some indecision here now on the indices. The NQ's trying to send me a short signal again. And I'm sort of tending to think that it wants to continue going down, but we'll see. Okay, finish my eggs. Definitely seeing, I mean, this is a 30-point candle down, we've lost 50 points again after this pullback. Excuse me. Does seem like we want to continue heading down. Let's see if I should have jumped on that signal. If you chart this out quick here on the NASDAQ, this signal obviously have been good for 30. Let's see what this signal does. Right now it looks like it's showing a decision. See if it gets to 30. Right now it's pulled back by 10 points. So it's definitely kind of whipsawing in a slightly downward direction. By the way, for those of you on YouTube who are wondering who I might be talking to, I use a program called Restream, so I can stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. And the software allows me to see both chats in one window. So if you're on YouTube and you hear me talking to somebody but you don't see anyone chatting, that's because they're on Twitch. And vice versa, if you're on Twitch and you see me chatting to someone and you can't see their chat, it's because I'm on talking to someone on YouTube. It's a nice little thing. I need to figure out how to integrate it into the stream so everybody can see everybody, but I haven't gotten that smart yet. Oops, hit the wrong little button there. Crude oil. So crude's heading upwards. Remember, we have crude inventories hitting in about 20 minutes. Hold on a minute. Let me check that. Economic calendar. Okay, in 17 minutes, we have this core PCE price index, month over month, year over year. That's basically inflation. We also have the new home sales hitting in 17 minutes. That report hits. And then in 47 minutes, we have crude oil inventories hitting. And later on today, FMLC meeting minutes. Kind of going a little bit sideways here now. So this would have stopped us out if we had gotten in on this. It reversed by 20. It's kind of just blah right now. It's interesting to note though, on the NASDAQ here, I drew out the support area from yesterday, and it bounced almost right at it within 2 points. And that's our new daily low right there. Hey Jay, good morning. How you doing? Or good afternoon, or even let's see, you're 8 hours ahead of me. Good afternoon, Jay. How you doing? Oh, there we go. There's the push down. So this would have came back if I had gotten in this trade. It would have pushed back just enough to stop me out, and now it's continuing to go down. I'm doing, I'm doing pretty good. 3 for 3 on trades on the gauntlet, up $472 this morning. Did take one loss on crude oil, but afterwards I looked and saw that I was accidentally on the sim account instead of the gauntlet account, so it did not count against me. So I'm having a little Thanksgiving luck, maybe. Yep. Winning trade on MNQ, winning trade on the UltraBond, and a winning trade on copper so far this morning. NASDAQ coming back up again. It doesn't know what it wants to do yet. – move down here on crude. About 20 ticks. See, it's kind of doing this thing. Big down move, big up move, big down move. Does the hokey pokey and turns itself about. UltraBond is starting to grind up. Would never have taken this here, but because you see, it would have stopped us out. So once it pulled back and went back above the SMA line, we've been a good entry right here at 192.15. Be up 4 ticks now. 5 ticks now. I think it's actually sending me a signal on the 2-minute chart. I used to follow the 2-minute chart. I don't follow it as much anymore. We'll see if whether or not that would still have been a good signal on the 2-minute chart. How many times in 1 minute can I say 2-minute chart? Now, for those of you who enjoy trading on a holiday, the CME does have weird holiday hours in that we'll be trading normally this evening up until noon tomorrow, and then they close at noon, and then reopen at 6 p.m. Not much of a holiday, but I guess with everything being electronic now, it's not that big of a deal. And since it's global, everybody can trade globally, and this is only an American holiday, I guess that makes sense. Whereas like the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ, they're all closed totally tomorrow. I have no plans on trading. I doubt I'll trade tonight at all. I have no plans on trading tomorrow morning. I'll be watching the Macy's parade and relaxing. Oh, um, yeah, good question. I was saying that gold seems to take off right at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Didn't really look at that. I know Monday it didn't work out, so I thought, yeah, let's look last night and see if right at 8 p.m. Eastern. I mean, it didn't give me a fresh signal, but right here it would have gone up by 2 points. So that would have been good. I haven't really checked more of that out this week. Kind of got distracted. Let's go back real quick in time. So there's nothing really surprisingly going on right now. It's only it's 20 minutes after the open, and there's not much happening. Definitely some muted action today. People have decided to take an early holiday. A lot of people probably are done for the week and won't be trading Friday. Friday is also a short day. Um, the CME is only futures market's only open until noon on Friday as well. Guess everyone needs to go out shopping. 8 o'clock. I'm sorry, 7 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday would have given us about 13 ticks. Nothing huge there, but the signal right before would have ended up working out. I will be streaming Friday, Black Friday. Be sharing the Earn a Trade Black Friday sales, our sale. There's already some of their competitors are already announcing theirs. I saw Canadian Futures Trader has a video up for UProfit Trader. They're doing 50% off. Honestly, I'm expecting Earn a Trade to do 50% off or something similar. I have no advanced knowledge. I don't know. They don't. I probably won't see it until I wake up and have to quickly scramble with the news on Friday morning before I come online. But we'll trade Black Friday morning and see how that goes. I have no idea what volume's going to be like. Kind of sideways now here. Hey, Rich, did you take any more trades, or you sitting flat? Nasdaq did make another new low here and then bounced. Oh, that's a big bounce, really. 102 up to 154. Wow, that was a big bounce. That was a 50 point bounce. Wow, that's a huge bounce that just happened there, and I wasn't even paying attention. That's 50 point from it hit a low of 16,102 and it's up to 16,159. So that's a 57 point bounce. And sometimes a trading view, you can get lost in realizing just how big these candles are, because it kind of adjusts as if you go out wide, the candles end up looking bigger or smaller. And this, to me, this didn't look like a 20 point candle. And sometimes the it can get you if you don't look at what's going on. And you can, and NQ and RTY is sending me buy signals now. Will I regret not grabbing them? Possibly. But today's not a normal day. So I'm being more hesitant, even though I'm up $472. Can't say I'm being more hesitant. I'm way too hesitant normally. So I'm being somewhat hesitant. Day before holiday, plus all this news coming out. We have more news coming out in 7 minutes. Copper. That buy signal it sent us would have been a dud, and I wouldn't. And you can see it was near the band, so that would have been a bad one. This one, this short signal I would have ended up being good. I'm always hesitant when bands are. I mean, when the SMA line and EMA line and everything's kind of horizontal, because you don't know which way it's going to go. Actually, you know what? This would have stopped us out. Actually, so this would not have been good. It would have eventually went, as you can see here, but that would have been bad. Gold is still sidewayish. UltraBond did head up. Would have given easily 7 ticks there. Now it's coming back down. Right toward its SMA. See if it breaks that SMA. It's a Rich, do you have any Thanksgiving plans? Cool. Absolutely. Just relaxing a bit, watching Macy's parade, and then eating. I normally am doing a ketogenic or even a carnivore diet, but I come off of that for the holiday season, so be nice having some carbs. Way too many carbs, so after the meal I'll probably fall asleep. He actually, the cat doesn't actually like people food that much, surprisingly. He'll eat some chicken every now and then, but he's not a big people food person, kitty. People food person. Kappa. Copper sending us a buy signal here. Came down, bounced. Coming back up. Below the SMA. Keep an eye on that. What's NQ and ES do? Okay, so we do have some forward momentum on the I'm sorry, the N and NQ and ES. Almost said NS and EQ. That's me trying to confuse people. So it's interesting, this would have, again, and see, this is where, you're getting these huge candles, 20 points and all this other stuff, and you wonder if you should move your stop more, because, I mean, now, if some people try to use the ATRs or stop loss, I am not going to run a 50-point stop. I refuse. It's $1,000. But 20 points, which is what I normally run, would not have been good enough these times. This would have, this signal would have worked. Or 32. Hold, hold on. Yeah, this would have worked. Hold on one second. And then, this one's going upwards again. So these would have both hit my stop loss at 20, but have been decent signals. You can see here, I mean, it just hit the stop loss. And this has been a frustrating day to trade the NQ. You would have needed a wider stop. Uh, so the UltraBond is a fresh buy signal. Uh, we're above we're above a downtrending EMA on SMA on the 5-minute chart. I mean, it's looking healthy. Let's go check it out again here. Oh, that kind of went without me. That would have been an excellent signal, but it went without me. I'm gonna. Oh, yep. It would give us my 7 ticks right there in the 1-minute candle. Maybe being a little bit more hesitant than I should be here. It seems like things are starting to move now. See this long signal on copper? Ah, keep doing that. That would have. Gone well. GC still having trouble staying above this line here. It's up here. You see downtrending band, so it's not likely to go further than this. At this point, well, it's trying though. Soybean oil. Wow, look at that open. That open the over 1 point. That's pretty huge. It's $600. Corn also did the same. So agriculture is good today. Guess everyone's in a bountiful mood. Oh yeah, Nasdaq really went here now. Big, big 53-point candle. So now if I wanted to jump back in this trade, I said here how it came down would have stopped me out. But honestly, the strategy here would have been to get in once it came back above this. Right here would have been a great entry at once. Would have been 178, and we're already up to went up to 239, 11 over 50 points, or even above this wick here. Same thing. Would have been the same entry point. Although it would have scared me that as all the heck when this wick down. That actually, you know what? I'm wrong. That wick down would have stopped me out. That was it opened at 81 and wicked all the way down to 52. So that would have actually stopped me out as well. So this is definitely harder to play this morning because that would have been 30 points down. Again, using the ATR would work, but I would not feel comfortable using a 40 to 50 point stop loss. At least not in my current situation. Maybe in, with if I had, major cushion on an account, but where I could absorb a loss like that. But even on a micro, 50 points, that's $100. It's not horrible, but you don't really want to be taking that on a micro. Nothing's really showing follow through now. You can see here, copper came up 80 all the way up to 65, so it went far enough to trigger my trailing stop, um, and would have been profitable, but nothing's going to actual full profit target. Do I thank everyone for joining me this morning? I did nothing at the open. I just watched what it did. I did do a copper trade. I'm not sure if you were still here for the copper trade or not, John, that I ended up making 287 off of. I'm up 400. Hold on. I'm up $472 on the Gauntlet account right now for the day. 3 for 3 on trades. But I really didn't play the NQ or the ES at open. Yeah, I'm not really a scalper either, although I guess people say that anything held under 10 minutes is considered a scalp. But I don't really scalp. Scalping to me is just a couple of ticks or a couple of points, whatever. And I'm always looking for a specific amount of points or ticks. Do I thank everyone for joining me this morning? Twitch and YouTube. please feel free to say hello in the chat. Um, ask any questions you might have. Just say hi. Tell me what you have going for Thanksgiving. Anything. This gauntlet, since I last reset, good question. Let me look. This is day 16 since my last reset. So just working, trying to take more trades, but I'm being more cautious today because this is a weird day. Hi, Walt. Uh, twice. Once because I just absolutely blew it. My my psychology was off totally, and once because I accidentally was on gold and I was trading micro gold. I was trading 5 contracts, and I switched over to the regular gold contract without switching my quantity. I'm only allowed to trade 3 regular size contracts, and I never changed the quantity, and it was stayed 5 and blew the evaluation. There's absolutely no reason I should not be funded at this point, with the exception of my psychology. That is my major issue, and I recognize this, and I'm working on it, but it's tough. So Nasdaq's kind of pulled back here now. Uh, you see the S&P bounced off. Hey, you guys still hearing me? My audio seems weird. Bounced off the EMA line here. Okay, thank you. You just sounding weird in my ear. I'm not sure. Okay, thank you guys. Every now and then my computer decides to have a sound issues, so I just wanted to make sure. So Nasdaq's pulling back, ES pulling back, copper also pulling back. I missed this short signal here in copper. But right now copper's not doing much of a follow through. It's kind of more sideways. Looks like it wants to trend down though on the 5 minute. You can see how it's staying underneath that SMA line, and the SMA line starting to curve down. Huh. I just realized copper does not have a. I don't have a EMA line on here. Oh, I have it turned off. I wonder why. Gold Seems like it's heading downward now. It's weird how, you look at this chart and it looks like it's sideways, but if you look at the 5-minute chart, you can kind of see how it just stayed in a downtrend. This one 5-minute candle was just a weird pullback. Everything is very muted. I guess that news at 10 o'clock, which I kind of forgot about, didn't really do much. Or, or actually, that news at 10 o'clock might have, might have caused this move upwards, but it wasn't a sustained move, obviously. Next news here. Economic calendar. We have crude oil inventories in about 17 minutes, and imports and gasoline production, a whole bunch of energy stuff. And in 47 minutes, no, it's Russian. And then at 11:30 Eastern, you have the bond auctions, which I'm not exactly sure what that does exactly. I've never looked into it. And then the big one here is at 2 o'clock Eastern, you have the FOMC meeting minutes. That usually sends the markets rolling. So now we're getting short signals on the ES and NQ. I should have taken that NQ short signal. Well, let's play with an ES, I guess. ES, I guess. ES, I guess. There we go. ES chart. It's kind of pulling backish here. Ooh, okay, it's pulling back, so we'll signal went away. Okay, we're going back green, so we won't worry about that ES chart. Everybody's so quiet. Y'all need to like chat a little bit. UltraBond continuing to move up. So that buy signal there would have been good. I was late on it, so I didn't get in. But, here's the thing. Sometimes I need to remember that this is a 1-minute chart, and even if you're late by a minute, it would still work. I could have got in here. I could have got in there. I could have got in there. I could have got in there. So up to 5 minutes late, it would have worked. So I should have grabbed that. Coming up on 10. 12:15 Eastern. Market seems a bit muted. Let's check the volume compared to yesterday and see if we've gone down any now. 8 9:15 candle here, or 10:15 Eastern, 2.284. Let's see what yesterday was. Yeah, I mean, a little over 3,000 yesterday, so not too much of a difference. Why do I do it the hard way? Boom. You can see here, this is a perfect band bounce. This buy signal, obviously, I wouldn't have followed. See how it, I mean, this came up, pierced the band, and immediately started retracing and on gold, and then it's come down since. So playing that band bounce would have been perfect for 84.7 down to 79.15, 50 ticks. Remember, if you're here from YouTube, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Continue to try and build this channel as I work toward getting funded and hopefully helping others do the same. Hey, have a great Thanksgiving, John. That's a great day right there. $1,412. That's awesome. You going to be trading Friday, John? If you are, I'll be here. Either way, have not, have a great weekend, great holiday. Oops, wrong chart. That's an experimental. Looks like the Russell's been nice and happy lately. Yep, I'll be here Friday morning announcing earn the trades deals and trying to get some money out of the market. Copper is almost completely sideways right now, though we would have hit a stop loss there. Thanks, John. Have yourself a great day. Don't eat too much. So the Russell bounced here a little bit after the open. It's just gone straight up since. I mean, and straight up by 25 points. Nasdaq again sending us a long signal. Top down here at 39. It's currently at 20. Right now, we're not seeing much follow through on anything. Guess at 10:30 Eastern, we'll look over at crude and see if the inventories do anything there. Gold's trying to come back up. We drew out this line earlier where it struggled. It did get above it once, twice, but keeps coming back down. And of course, we have this level up here where it kept struggling as well and never revisit it. So those are our two major resistance areas. I guess we can add one more here. So three resistance areas if it continues to try and come up. You can see gold's been in a sell-off now for a few days. Had this huge day on Monday, down 45 points. But this is its fifth straight red day. Got up last week. It got up to 1879, and since then it's given them back 100 points, down to 1777. So over 100 points. We're back down to lows we haven't seen since the 4th of November. Or sometimes trading can be kind of slow. You don't want to force anything. You don't want to force an entry and take a bad trade. I do that occasionally. I also do, if I feel like I'm boring my viewers here, I try to take a trade that I shouldn't. What I should do there is take sim trades, but I don't think sim trades is all that fun either. Again, please feel free to say hello in the chat. Says I got a bunch of viewers and no one's saying hi. So again, we see these buy signals that just aren't working on gold on the 1 minute, and it's all this pullbacks here. You're welcome, Walt. Thanks for joining me. Are you trading this morning, Walt? UltraBond. What's the UltraBond doing here? There we go. So UltraBond. Somehow I missed this buy signal, which kind of sucks because it would have been a good signal. Oh 08. How you doing so far? Do you trade a actual brokerage account, or are you in a evaluation somewhere? Up until up until a few weeks ago, I didn't like NQ, and I've really started liking NQ now. It's still a bit wild and wacky some days, but I'm getting more into it. Oh, excellent. Great job. I think it's weird that Top Step doesn't allow you to trade this week. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that with the Top Step. I did Top Step for a couple months before I decided to go with Earn a Trade. Crude. Okay, crude inventories are in. up 14 ticks, moving kind of wild. Yeah, uh, I know. Yeah, I knew Earn to Trade did. I didn't really. I guess I didn't understand Top Step when I was there of how that worked. That's exactly what I plan to do with Earn to Trade once I'm funded. There's the reaction from the crude inventories. Maybe looks bullish. Although not a huge reaction. Coming up, so we're at 10:30 Eastern. Probably stream to about 11. Originally today I was considering going until the FMOC meeting minutes came out, but I just don't think there's enough here to really extend it for that long. Uh, I hate Finimark. Uh, Finimark just seems slow and laggy to me. I Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just have too many tabs open in the browser. But I know I did not have the same lagginess when I was using web-based Tradeovate on Top Step. So I don't know. Finimark just doesn't seem as responsive to me. Midlife trading crisis. I love that name. Uh, you're welcome, and thank you for joining me today, Midlife. Uh, I try, yeah, because I never used NinjaTrader before I started Earn a Trade, and I played around with Finimark for one day, and I said, you know what, I need to learn NinjaTrader. So, and I did, and I mean, I'm still not a NinjaTrader expert. I mean, if I had my way, I would trade off of TradingView. Um, it's slightly by maybe 1 second. Uh, Sorry about the noise in the background. Um, it's just slightly laggy compared to NinjaTrader. You know, here if we bring up a crude chart here, uh, this is on the 1 minute. Let's blow this up. You know, you can see the move. It's about 1 or 2 seconds behind. But by the time I bring up a NinjaTrader chart after looking at my stuff on TradingView, I end up losing that 1 to 2 seconds anyway. So, you know, I would love to just trade off TradingView because cause I love charting and following everything on TradingView. I agree with that. You know, they all have pros and cons. You know, the consistency rule in ET trade or in a trade is a little weird, but yeah, I mean, I like the end of the day drawdown instead of the trailing drawdown. I definitely like the one step versus the two step that Top Step has. So Crude just dumped here, 30 ticks. And Earn and Trade just has nice people as well. Their support's great. You know, their Discord's wonderful. Yeah, I don't know where I mean, I know I could do a lot of what I do on Ninja Trader if I wanted to with charting, but I just think I feel like TradingView is more intuitive. The only thing, TradingView has a couple things I wish it doesn't have a couple things I wish they did, like actual tick charts. So I love to play around with tick charts a little bit, and I can't play around with anything under a minute unless I pay for the most expensive plan, which I'll do eventually, but can't afford to right now. But yeah, I can't imagine moving on from TradingView. So I noticed that Earner added a third prop firm that once you get funded you can choose called EdgeClear, and I noticed EdgeClear has TradingView listed on their website. So maybe once I'm funded, I'm not sure. I don't see EdgeClear listed in when you bring up brokers on TradingView, so I'm not sure how that works. But I mean, once I'm funded, if I could trade off TradingView, I'll take that 1 to 2 second delay. UltraBond continues to go up, so this would have been a good trade here. Uh, Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I've heard that he has a video or whatever. I haven't checked it out yet, but I definitely want to do that. And midlife, try playing with your system on 10 range gold and crude at 21 range NQ. Okay, I can check that out. Midlife, I'll definitely I like looking at different views of things and seeing if I can get something better out of something. So I'll definitely check that out. I appreciate that. And once again, folks, if you're wondering if you're on Twitch right now and wondering who the heck I'm talking to, I'm using Restream, which allows me to talk to people on YouTube and Twitch at the same time in one chat window. Right now, absolutely nobody. I think everyone on Twitch died, actually. I know none of you all are talking. But if you are there, that's why you're seeing me talk to people that you're not seeing chat for. I can do it all in one, thanks to Restream. I'm not just talking to myself, making up questions and answering them. There's real people here asking these questions or giving me these suggestions. So NQ definitely did curl up. You see this move, it came up here on the 5 minute, pulled back, bounced off the SMA, and then went. It really did recover nicely. I mean, it's since this bounce down here at 102, it's come up. Wow, I did not realize how much it came up. 160 points that quick. So, it's weird. Sometimes you look back on a chart, you're doing other stuff, you don't realize that's how much things move in a small period of time. I, I'm here watching these charts, and I did not realize NQ went up that much that quick. And again, what my entries would have been off these signals would have stopped me out after a pullback before it went. Uh, Everything's kind of slowish now. We have gold continuing to kind of move up. Hey, it finally broke this SMA, the 5 minute. So, you know, you can see here on the 1 minute chart, it gave us the signal here, and you can see the big pullback. So I got in here, it wasn't as big of a pullback as I thought. This would have an excellent signal, because normally I'm running a 2.5 point stop here. So I shouldn't say excellent, because it hasn't gotten to the 3.5 I'm looking for, but we're being good profit, and it seems to be heading upwards. It got above the first resistance area. Well, it did. It's pulling back a little bit now. Second resistance is up here at 1784.9. NQ with the pullback now. And it's that 35 points on this 5 minute candle. ES is pulling back as well. And that's always the thing that bothers me about NQ is how quickly it can just drop 30 points or go up 30 points. And if you're in the opposite direction, I mean, obviously I use a stop loss, but it seems like it just happened out of nowhere. Do you see the short signal on ES? Pulling back now, so never mind on that ES chart. Boom, make it disappear. crude and UltraBond. Let's check out the bond first. Bond giving us a short signal. Let's take a quick look on the 5-minute. Not horrible looking. Kind of hesitant. The bands are still kind of uptrending. We're sideways a bit. I want to think this is going to pull back a little bit and then go. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. We'll mark it. One of those signals I keep knocking down. HGES. So let's check HG. Looks like copper's trying to move back downward. ES. Sideways. Not sure what signal it was sending. UltraBond. Oh, there's that pullback I was predicting. Not really, it's just kind of sitting there. Probably wrap up here at the top of the hour. Not a lot going on. Although I do expect the at 2 p.m. Eastern, the FMOC meeting to be a little bit wild. Our meeting minutes. The meeting happened last month, but for some reason when the minutes get released, it still sends the markets wild, even though they talked about it last month or earlier this month, I guess. Not last, like beginning of the month. Crude, so crude. We had crude oil inventories come here at the right here. It's just been up and down since, no real direction. Didn't really affect the movement because there was no real direction before that. Russell pulling back. If I had noticed this, I would have taken this. It might have been a mistake, but I would have taken it. We'll be back here Friday morning for trading Friday morning, see how Black Friday goes. Not seeing any specials that Earn a Trade have going for Black Friday. And hopefully getting some money out of the markets. We're trying to head upwards again here. Thank you, Midlife. I hope you would do as well. Trading for probably another 10 minutes here on this live stream before I cut it. So I hope you all join me again on Friday. Hope if everyone's not in a food coma. If this is where things wrap up as it appears it's going to, it's been a very good day. As you can see, up $472 on the Gauntlet account. Did have that one loss on a sim account, but we don't care about that. 3 for 3 on trades taken on the gauntlet account. Thank you, Walt. I appreciate that. Okay. So we're seeing the indices trying to creep back up, but both of them are about middle of their range right now for the day. Be interested to see how they finish out the day. This was a right here, this candle here is a very good example of a reversal candle. This moved downward here, then it tried to continue down and got a wick down indicating buying pressure coming in. Candle ended slightly green. That was a great indication of a reversal candle. That would have been a great candle to get in on here on the 5-minute chart. ES is sending us a, yeah, both are sending me a buy signal here. Try and get back above. You can see the NASDAQ on the 5-minute is right at the EMA line, and it bounced off there twice. So you want to see it get above that line. At least I do. Strong move here in the ES. Let's take one more trade. We can do that. If this signal continues on the ES, I will take this looking for 2 points. I'm only going to risk 50 bucks on this. We're in. Looking for 2 points. Stop loss of 1 point. Ooh, immediately come down. And we're immediately stopped out. Okay, I gave 50 bucks back. That's not a biggie. So we'll end the day at 422. That's probably going to work with a wider stop, but I really didn't want to risk it. So, okay, folks, I think we'll wrap up there for the day. I wish you all a very happy, healthy, and safe Thanksgiving. Enjoy your meals, enjoy your family, enjoy whatever you enjoy for the holiday. And I thank you very much for joining me. I am thankful for all of you that helping me grow this channel and grow this whole ordeal as we work toward funding. Have an absolutely great day today and tomorrow. See you all back on Friday, Black Friday. Talk to you all later. Bye.